Hey everyone, it's Hydro Pump here. Today I am going to be going over my tournament run for the Beak tournament that happened previously. It kind of ran the course of like a month or so because it was like you know 48 hours to play around, and there was 8 rounds, and then top cut, top eight. So kind of the tournament went for a while, so I don't remember everything like pinpoint accurate, but we're gonna run through all the replays here and just I'm gonna commentate and you know see if I have anything to say for him. So I am playing against Top Deck Wizard, and Top Deck Wizard is Scott Page, uh, IRL. He he's a really good duelist, and he I don't know how much he plays nowadays. I think he still plays, but uh, yeah, he's be really good. But he is here playing. It's more like it's like Diva Hero Beat, but also has malicious in it, so which is interesting. So he is going first. He has Alias, Bottomless, Dark Bribe. Interesting saying Dark Bribe in a list because it was kind of like a good like a trend starting. I think it was a trend like early last year or like mid last year, and then it kind of started dying off just because like giving your opponent a draw. But it could be good if you're like a really kind of like stun deck, which this can kind of be like. We have Malicious, E-Call, Diva, so we're gonna get like Stratos turn one most likely, so it's gonna be good. My hand is Double Sirocco, Shura, Icarus, Prison, so solid hand. I assume you just didn't want to summon Stratos because like he already has Alias. He doesn't have a Spark to go with it, but he can go E-Call for Stratos, pop a back row. I summon Sirocco to see if I can get over the Alias. No point in summoning Shura because I would have to burn Kalut. And I didn't want to set Icarus attack. I just want to try to see if I can get the deep prison hit on the Alias because then he can't like spark my other back row. So I was thinking maybe a spark set. He goes Stratos here, and I think he's gonna pop my back row, which he does. From what I think I remember, I just got blown out game one. Summon Shura, set a couple back row, and I just didn't want to risk attacking into a deep prison. And I have like Kalut Icarus attack if it comes to that. It's gonna make Brio. It's gonna spin my Shura. I'm gonna Icarus attack, and then he's gonna Dark Bribe. So I think I just die here. Yep. Okay. So I got pretty much destroyed game one. He was able to make Brio, ditch the Mally, so that was pretty solid. Game two, I sided in Snowman here. Snowman just it was more so that's the main reason I sided Snowman, just because I deal with like Alias, because that card's just annoying. So we have Whirlwind, Dust Shoot, Snowman, Sirocco, and then we drew the Shura, so we're just gonna go for it there. And we're gonna set Dust Tornado and try up Dust Shoot. I'm gonna Dust Shoot right away. Send back the Alias, and he's left with the Dead Hero Blast, Bottomless, still Wing Blast or Wind Blast, and Diva here. It's gonna set that. Oh, and I drew a second Whirlwind. I'm just gonna attribute first Sirocco here, and just swing for a lot of damage. Yeah, I don't think it was game in any way. Yeah, because that would have only been 31. But he didn't really draw anything to get himself out of it, so he was just gonna scoop there. So game three here, he opens Stratos, MST, Spark, Hero Blast, Bottomless, Diva. Now he has like a really good hand, and honestly, the only reason I probably stayed in this game because I played Dust Shoot going second. I kept in going second against this deck because like he has like more monsters than a normal Hero Beat deck, and his normal summon is always gonna be like Stratos, so I'm gonna hit the real threat out of his hand most likely. I feel like. Um, but I had Kalu, Snowman, Cyber Dragon, Solemn, and Dushoot. Go Cyber Dragon beat over here. Just gonna attack in. We set the Whirlwind. I guess maybe just to bluff Dust Tornado because it wasn't really doing a whole lot here. And I didn't really want to hit one of these. So we go Dust Shoot, stand my phase, and send back the Alias, and that really stuns his hand. Like his hand does not really have anything here. He makes a play here. Yeah, so he goes for Android when I think he should have gone for Catastor. And I think he just so he doesn't attack here because I guess he thinks he's scared of prison. But he has MST, he could blind MST, crack over the Cyber Dragon, or make a Taster and then deal with that. So, but he just doesn't do that, which is fine. And I don't really have a way to deal with the Android right away. He draws another Hero Blast. I think he just okay. Yeah, I'm not really sure. If I were him, I probably would have just done the Catastrophe play, or at least attack with Android at this point. Because now you're like, I guess he's just trying to buy himself time. Because if he gets the Alias, then his whole field is online. So we go Snowman, pop Android. We drew Oppression. The reason I kept Oppression in, well, he has Divas, and then like, if he has Starlight Road in his list, then it'll be good to stop that on my Icarus attack. So I guess to Rhoda into Alias. I was considering on Solemn Judgment, but we're just gonna let it ride. So he has two Hero Blasts set, Dark Bribe, MST Bottomless. So I can technically just beat over it, which I think I do. I'm not yeah, I think you set the Gemini Spark there. And if I just beat over, then you can Spark, and then I summon something, use Hero Blast back, and you set the Hero Blast the next turn. So I think that was a little bit of a misstep by him. Because now he can't Hero Blast. He can't get Alias back. So we're just going in with the Cyber Dragon. Well, he can Hero Blast like that, but yeah, you don't really get anything off of it. So I had to read that he had Honest, so we're gonna. What was I trying to do here? I guess I just didn't think he had Spark or. Okay, so he's gonna I think I was just trying to go the distance with Cyber Dragon. Then he's gonna Hero Blast back. I drew Dark Armed. And I think I know some of his back row as well from turn 1. I know he has like MST. That's why I didn't want to like use the Whirlwind. I was trying to like get baited somehow, but I don't know if I can get to it. So I just Blind Dust here. Just to deal with that back row. Not really sure what the Blind Dust did. Oh, we go, Now, this was pretty much the game here. So, actually, I don't know if it really mattered, to be honest. Okay, so say I go like the only way he would stop this from happening if he MST the Whirlwind on activation. Like when I flipped Whirlwind, he would stop it. This is what I was trying to set up here, I think. I was trying to like get the Whirlwind off. So I was trying to like I knew I was gonna Solemn whenever I summon this. If he goes MST, I'm gonna Solemn. So pretty much if he had MST'd Whirlwind when I activated it, then he could have prevented this from happening. Because then I summon Sirocco, he can bottomless, but I'm not sure if I might have actually just still saw him, but he has Deep Prison follow up anyways. Anyway, so I summon Sirocco, I saw him the bottomless, so now like he can activate MST. We're gonna bring out Gale, have his Ocean, make Stardust, and drop Dark Armed, and it's gonna be pretty much game from there. So yeah, that was our match against the Hero Beat deck. Now we are, I think this is my second round opponent, I believe. I could be wrong. But I'm on Blackwing going first. We drew a lot of Blackwings, so we're just going to summon Shura and set Road Prison. He has Brain Control, Sirocco, Dust Tornado, Charge, Grepher, Gores, so he is on the Vayu Turbo deck. Mill's Heavy and Sirocco, so pretty good there. He has Brain Control, Swings, and Sirocco. I guess that's about the best value you're going to get from a Brain Control. But I just reversal him here. And I just put 2 Blackwings on the field because if he has like a Mirror Force or Torrential, you know, it's going to make the Stardust or Starlight Road live. So just trying to like get him to activate that. And we pumped just to get the extra attack. He goes Blind Dust here. Summon Grepher. And I don't have anything really. He goes for Arndwing. I think I dropped Kalu here, yeah. He takes a lot of damage, he crashes, says bottomless, and that's gonna be game. So yeah, we won that game despite drawing like a lot of Blackwings. Now he goes first. He has Armor, Burial, Grepher, Dust, Caius, bottomless. As summon Shura, you know, bottomless is. I could have technically Book a Mooned the Shura, but you know, I have Bori in hand, so. And then he snipes the Dust Tornado, so that kind of hurt. I was going to be able to hit Caius. No, I guess, I don't know if this was like a misstep by me, but I guess I should have just Bore cracked over the Caius and Book of Moon, but I just didn't want to run into like a D prison. So I was thinking maybe it would be safer to use Prison or Book when he attacks. But we're going to use Prison here. We didn't commit to a second Bora. He goes Trooper, attack, which, you know, we're not going to Mirror Force Trooper. We're just going to summon Bora and swing back over. He gets his Arnwing, and yeah. Goes kind of go Berserk here. I have the Mirror Force, and he has Starlight Road, so. That's that game. And open pretty crazy this game. We have Whirlwind, Shura, Road, Trap Dust Shoot, Impression, so it's pretty much everything you want in that opening hand. I didn't grab Kalut just because I'm going to be able to see his hand and yeah, pretty much plan accordingly to what he has. So if he has like Sirocco in hand, I can spin that back. Otherwise, board just gives me another monster. So I know his hand. He just sets pretty much everything. And I didn't have Icarus attack, so I just drew it. We're gonna swing with Shura. He goes Prison. and he's just trying to like clear the threat of a Blackwing on field. Alrighty, and then you would just swing here. Now I know he had brain control. Okay, this is what I was trying to set up. I was trying to bait him to activate Starlight Road so I can oppression, and then so this is kind of like the pivot point of the game, I guess. So he goes brain control. I Icarus attack, target his back row. He goes Starlight Road, and I chain oppression, and he has a solemn judgment. So that was pretty brutal. You can say I should have activated oppression. I should have oppressioned when he did plague, because that'll send him back. Like stacking kind of sucks for him. But I assume he would solemn there, solemn the oppression. And then I would have Icarus attack Kalut still, but I know he has Starlight Road, so Icarus attack wouldn't really do a whole lot. So even though that, like, it was pretty much he had to have solemn. I don't know if it would have worked out either way after that. So we go Storm just to clear his Stardust here. Okay, so this was like something I was considering if I should summon Blizzard or Shura. And I think I went for Shura because Shura was game. If he didn't have Bottomless, I think. Or it was like it just. Oh yeah, I think if he had like Mirror Force or Torrential, then he loses because Road would stop acting to get Bora and summon Bora and then swing. Or I can go for Blizzard and dodge Bottomless. So I guess maybe the safer play was just go for Blizzard, but then I wouldn't have an ad. Yeah, it's a little tricky. Maybe just get Glue, swing over, and then save the Shura for next turn because he's on top decking at that point. So, anyways, he balances the Shura, and Armor Knight, get Armed Wing, and he just goes for game. Yeah, and I guess you can say it's questionable for me to keep Starlight Road going second against him. Or no, I went first this turn. Yeah, so okay. Starlight Road, I had it just because. Oh yeah, I didn't have Bottomless in my deck. That's why. So I probably would have had, if I were siding Bottomless, at least siding Bottomless, then that would probably would have taken the spot of Road, which would have helped me there. So I don't know. It's like screwed if you do, screwed if you don't. Like if you, I guess you can say, if I summon Shura, okay, so the last turn, if I summon Shura, he's just gonna activate Torrential on the summon rather than just he's not gonna let that go through. So you can take Torrential out of the equation. That doesn't matter. It would actually be better to summon Blizzard, because then Torrential would get stopped by Starlight Road. Oh wow, Torrential's in good. Never mind. I guess I was trying to proc a Mirror Force potentially. Well, he has 2 prisons and grave, so I guess the back row most likely was Bottomless Trap Hole, because he already had 2 prisons and grave. The Bottomless, he didn't use Bottomless yet, so I'm thinking the correct play was a summon Blizzard, get Kalut or Bora back, attack with Blizzard. He draws Armageddon Knight, beat over the Blizzard. I summon Shura, he bombs. I can at least crash the Kalut or have Bora swing over. If I get Bora, he probably goes over the Bora with Armageddon Knight. And but then I draw Shura this following turn right now, and then I probably just win the game. So misstep by me. I should have just looked at the grave and evaluated like more like what he has and doesn't have. Like he already burned Torrential. He already burned 2D Prison, and I don't think he has 3. Like if he has 3, it's whatever. It's more likely that he has the 2 bombs. So that was my loss. I was a little annoyed by that. Like he had to have the Solemn Judgment for this play. But yeah, I guess I could have won, but we didn't. So on to the next match here. I think I'm playing against Lightsworn. The fairies, like the one that topped the Rivet Rulers. It was the Fairy Sworn. So he goes Gold Sark. Well, he goes Recharge and then Gold Sark for charge. I guess he has no Lightsworns in hand, so I wonder if there's a world where you set Beckoning. Probably. Well, I mean, he could if you really wanted to get that recharge online. He could have set recharge and Beckoning. He already has 3 Lights Engraved, so he can add JD Christia back, and then add Reiko back, so you can recharge it off next turn. So could have maybe done that. So we open Whirlwind Shura, and we're just swinging. And now that was kind of silly. Like now he sets those 2, where he set those 2 where he couldn't activate him. He can't activate him this turn. Like he can't activate the Beckoning Light this turn. Where if he was set last turn, he could have activated it. So yeah, that was a little silly. And then now he just scoops. So he goes first again. He summons Orb, which I don't really have a good answer to Orb right now. And we just did all our back row here. We have Prison, Oppression, Solemn, and Lightmare. He goes heavy. I just have to Solemn it. We're just going to Prison the Jane. We set the Sirocco. It's just going to get beat over here. We have to set the Shura. He goes for Celestia. I'm going to Light Mirror. He doesn't really have an answer for it, so he's just going to attack. I drew Book of Moon, which is a really good answer for Orb once I get to it. Doesn't really do anything right now because I can't attack over the Orb with, but if I get to a Synchro play, then it'll be really good. Okay, so this is what I was talking about. If I get to a Synchro play, which I do Blizzard, so now we can actually do something. So we booked the Orb here. Funnily enough, this chain blocks a orange light if he happens to have it, so pretty nifty. We make Goyo, just because it's not a dark monster, and it's pretty big. And I like not to take the concentrated light, whatever. So yeah, he's gonna go for a synchro play here. He's gonna make Black Rose. I'm gonna Oppression. and he has enough online for JD, but obviously nothing to stop oppression. So we're just gonna swing with Goyo again. He's get Cyber Dragon. Don't think Cyber Dragon would have done anything. He's gonna get Reiko here. Goes recharge. Summon Soul. I was kind of getting low in life. I only had 2 more negates left, so I was like, don't want to go too crazy. He could have flipped a... Well, yeah, Reiko doesn't do anything against a Lightmare. So that was pretty good. And that's going to be a game. So, yeah, Blizzard, Buck and Moon combo was pretty nasty. So we won that round. Now we're playing against Vayu Turbo again, 10 FD. He's done pretty good in the Ribbit series. I think he topped like 2 or 3 of them, which is pretty solid. Now I'm pretty sure he's on Vayu Turbo. So assuming this is like a Reiko set, they want like full commit. I was playing like around Reiko this whole game, but I really, just get out of the way. Like, you can't really play around Reiko too well. So he goes Reaper. He main decks Reaper, so hit the prison here. He sets bottomless. Now this is what I should have done. Like, I summoned Gale, but I should have summoned Kalut, special summon Gale. But knowing 10 of these lists, because his list gets posted, I know he, as of his last list, he doesn't main Royal Oppression. So this would be a safer play where I normal summon Kalut, special summon Gale. The only way I get punished is if he has Mirror Force, which he doesn't. So, summon Kalut, Gale, effect on Reaper, Reaper dies. Gale beat over Hamster, or Kalut beat over Hamster, and then Gale beat over Reiko. He'll likely pop Gale, but the Reiko's out of the way. Don't have to deal with it. But I decided to leave the Reiko on the field. Now, you can also make a case I should have Gale attacked over the Reiko instead of the Hamster. Now, this is kind of like I could have gone Whirlwind, summon Blizzard, get Vayu, then Allure, but I was trying to hit a big Blackwing monster, so, like Shura, Sirocco for Whirlwind to be better. And also, if I summoned Kalut last turn, I could, bring it back, assuming it would get crashed with Armageddon Knight. Might have summoned Sirocco instead, but I could bring it back with Blizzard and maybe make a synchro if I wanted to. Still playing around the Reiko. Now, this is something I need to get better with when playing Blackwing. Like, usually, I'm just like so used to playing Dragon Turbo. I wanted to diversify my gameplay. But when you're like kind of like in this weird like lull with Blackwings, you really need to optimize your play to the max, because like it kind of like make or break your games. So we finally get rid of the Reiko. He decides to just like pop and summon Sirocco. You get Blizzard here. I drew Dark Arm, so I'm like, okay, well, Kalut dies. Summon Dark Arm. I have Solemn back up. That's fine. He goes Heavy Storm. I was considering if I wanted to activate Solemn, because I have Mirror Force, Whirlwind. Well, Whirlwind really wouldn't really do a whole lot with my current hand, but he could still kill me through that, because he can go stack for Plague, make Black Rose with Sirocco. That would nuke the Mirror Force, and then he can make Armed Wing and attack if I had used Solemn. So good thing I did not use that. And I was like, alright, I set a backup with the Dark Arm. So we're gonna summon Dark Arm here, pop the set monster, and then go off to the back row. There's a D prison. I'm just gonna swing over. And we're just gonna pop for game. So it was an interesting game one. Now he goes first this time. He has Sirocco, Hamster, Bottomless, Plague, Prison, and Rhoda. So he sets the Hamster and Bottomless. I summoned Shura and he does not Bottomless. I guess because he has Hamster, so he's like, it's not really that important. And I also did not elect to, go Whirlwind because, I guess you can say like, okay, I go Whirlwind, Shura. You get your +1 already. But I also know he plays like, I think he made us like 3 Dust Tornado, so I just wanted to get this out of the way. So we end up with a Vayu, and we clear the Hamster Reiko play. I had to wait burn a Kalut, but we get access to Vayu, which is nice. And we go for Dushu here. We're gonna send back the Sirocco. He gets Armageddon Knight. And he dumps the Vayu. Oh yeah, this was just like really nice setup. So we Dust Tornado the set, we go summon Sirocco. And we spun back his Sirocco. So unless he top decks one, I'm not gonna get punished here. So we're just gonna beat over. He draws Gale, which I knew he drew Gale. So I pretty much know there's 3 cards in hand at this point. So yeah, I know he set Prison. So we're gonna summon Sirocco. And then we can get Armed Wing online, so we're just gonna summon that, swing. He prisons. We're just gonna attack over. He sets Dust. Now I could have been game, but I decided to play it chill. Now that's where I kind of messed up. Yeah, that's where I messed up, I think. So I waited till my turn to activate Icarus attack, which he happens to have Starlight Road, so he uses Road, which is pretty unfortunate. And then he has Dust Tornado for the Whirlwind, so it makes it a little harder. But good thing he set the Plague this turn, I guess. So he goes for sure. I make Armor Master, and we're just gonna sit on that. We go Armor Master attack. I guess you can maybe say I should have MST'd in case he had another prison. Probably should have done that. Just burn the MST. Oh no, he had Stardust, so yeah. I should have waited. I did the right thing. So we're just swinging. I didn't really have a reason to set the Mirror Force at this point, and that's just gonna be game. So almost a throw by me. Little lesson there is just not to wait till my standby phase to see what I draw to decide. Because I'm making his back row live. It can be a Dust Tornado that you just set or whatnot. So there's a little lesson there. Now we're going to be playing as Hallie B, aka Faye. They are on Chainburn, and it was actually a pretty close match. So I was we played before, so I know they're on I think they're on the burn. It's Marshmallow. I set all my cards in case it was like Morphine Jar because I just don't want to get blown out. And we had Starlight Road as well, so. Go Shura, swing over, we get Vayu, and we make Dark End. Summon Dad. This is kind of like a weird thing, because like I know like most of his back rows are chainable. So I was like, do I even activate Dad? um, not really sure. It's kind of weird. I just want to keep the Vayu engrave, I guess. I should have maybe just. I don't know. I felt weird just popping, trying to like blind pop into like a bunch of back row. So we're just gonna swing here. Take 21. I was considering if I wanted to attack with Dark Armed, but yeah, I could just book a moon. And he has a Solemn, so I'm gonna take another 28. I guess maybe I should have Dad, try to pop one of these cards. Probably would have been a lot better for me, rather than just waiting and then like the rest of the cards just chainable. So yeah, not the best. And he's just gonna draw like insane. We're gonna increase attack end phase, pop 2 his back row. We get Secret Barrel and Reckless Greed. We're gonna Dad pop again. So I think I hit like all chainables with Dark Arm, which is crazy. With Dust Tornado end phase, pop his jar. I attack. I'm gonna book a moon here. We're just gonna swing it again. I guess I don't know if it was better to do a swing with the Dark End first, or I guess Dad was game. So I don't know. We're just gonna attack again. Okay. Yeah, so he has this Scrub Raid card where you probably don't know what it does. During the battle phase, you can send one card you control to the grave, except this card, to end the battle phase. So he goes, activate, whatever card. Then he chains Scrub Raid, sends it. So Scrub Raid works really well with Goblin Housekeeping, because you can activate Housekeeping, then chain Scrub Raid in the battle phase, and then you don't have to put the card, or you just like this counts as being in the grave. So for its effect, so it works pretty well. We're just gonna keep on attacking to burn this out. We drew Dust Tornado, so yeah, Dust Tornado in the main deck was pretty insane for me in this game. Now I don't have the best hand here. Now I don't Heavy Storm here. Maybe I should have. Scrub Raid. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't like all chainables. And I just didn't set here. I remember him saying something about. And by the way, Faye and I are teammates. So yeah, I should have Heavy Stormed like off the rip. I'm just gonna beat down my Sirocco. We'll go Boar here. Attack over. Goes Heavy Storm. I get Stardust Dragon. Brain Control. Book a Moon it. I pretty much had to Solemn the Sirocco because Sirocco was gonna pump. Well, I guess the pump didn't really matter. He was gonna attack over the Stardust Dragon, and then I was just kind of stuck. So. I just didn't want someone to Dyna, because if he has another Sirocco, it's this game. But now I'm putting up game, and then that was game. So we're going to game 3. Now this is kind of, well, once I can summon something, oh, it would have been crazy. I guess I just threw away the Sirocco. Well, I had to. If I had a Blackwing there, it would have been crazy. We kept the pressure in just cause, well, There's only you have to side out some stuff against burn, so oppression's okay. So he goes Fairy Wind there to pop the Whirlwind. Not really sure what this card does in the deck. If someone this way, okay. I guess this is a way to spin synchros from my 2-second analysis. So it was suppression because I wasn't really I wasn't really about that. I didn't know what was going on. If this card is summoned during your opponent's end phase, target one phase of monster. Okay, so it's kind of like a compulse if it lives, which ideally you would protect it. So yeah, we're just going beat down here. He does his scrub raid shenanigans. And we're going to Icarus attack the new sets. He goes Solemn. So he protects Dimension Wall and MST. So I don't know. I feel like that's kind of like a dicey Solemn. I think you would want to hold on to that Solemn Judgment, but not sure. So he goes for like I go Whirlwind. He goes Fairy Wind play just to get some burn. And then he Dimension Walls. I Book a Moon. This is probably like the best match where Book a Moon is like insane. What happened here? I'm not sure what happened there. There was a reason why. So I tribute. I think I just tribute summoned Cyber Dragon over Bora. I'm thinking. So I didn't want to put Shura and Bora on the field in case he draws Sirocco or has Sirocco. I guess because Sirocco doesn't get over Cyber Dragon, that was the main reason. And then does Cyber Dragon in his game, so whereas Bora is not. So that was the reason there. So we're gonna swing again. He has Fader again. Oh yeah, again, Pression's good against Fader, which plays like 3 of. So yeah, it's good against this deck. Secret Barrel, and we drew Cyber Dragon the tribute off, and then we have Dark Arm for game. So yeah, that was a pretty crazy match. Not gonna lie. Do not underestimate the Chainburn deck, but we were able to pull it out. So what's our record at this point? We are at 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're 3-1 at this point, and there's 8 rounds total. So we're playing against Sunny here. And Sunny is on Frog Hero. They open Double Malicious, which is pretty gross. We open Whirlwind again. Opening Whirlwind a lot in these early games. We're just gonna dust it because this is gonna be a removal card like Raigeki Break, Wind Blast. We summon Shura, get Bora, and we're just going for like max damage pretty much. Punch, punch, punch. Like we already have Kalu, Blizzard. I guess you can try to go get for Gale, but I'm not really sure what Gale does here. Sparkman, a little spicy. I'm not really sure what Sparkman does. I assume it just gets access for one of the fusion monsters. Be cool if Sparkman was more playable. So he's just kind of relying on a dupe block here, which I can get out of. We go Whirlwind, get the Gale, and then we make Dark End, and we pumped one of the boards too, so we can just crack over that. So that's going to be game 1. You go Swap Frog, dump. Um, it doesn't set Karma Cut or Dust Tornado. I guess it's not guaranteed that I'm gonna set something, or because I think he wants to get a Substitute play off or Kai's. Probably Substitute though. I kind of goofed here, I think though. Yeah, I set Rug. I didn't want to like overcommit. I don't know. It's like 50-50. Well, okay, no, this was the right play. I think it happened later on, maybe. We go swing with Vayu. He Karma Cuts it. Not really sure. I guess he just wants to get this Treeborn Frog online. Now I set Book of Moon. I'm thinking I should have set Oppression. I'm not really sure why I set Book of Moon. Does it stop anything really? Yeah. This was like the best option for if he summons a Monarch. But I'm still losing the Book of Moon. I guess Kalu can beat over the Monarch. That's what I had in mind. So it's kind of like a mediocre play for if he summons like a Kai's again. But he summons Substitute and does this play. I was considering if I wanted to Book of Moon anything, but I mean, Book of Moon Substitute doesn't really do anything because I can't deal with it still. We drew Road, and he set Dust Tornado. I set the Road thinking it was probably Dust Tornado, but maybe I should have set. I mean, I wasn't really too worried about heavy at this point, I guess. And yeah, I think I just lose this game. I just couldn't find my Blackwings early enough. He has dupe block, I can't attack anything. He Ryza spins. And all my back row are dead. We get the Dino off, but you know, it's kind of too late for that. I have no pressure, so Dino doesn't really do anything. He's gonna spin the Ryza back, and it's gonna be dead. So we're going to game 3. We open Whirlwind again. Whirlwind Shura. We get Blizzard. We set Icarus Attack Road. It's Dust Tornado. We're gonna, you know, summon Bora. We're just gonna swing. Not really too worried about Gores or Trag because we have Icarus Attack. He goes Lightning Vortex, and we go Starlight Road. He goes Banish Stardust, and then he beats over the Shura. We special summon Gale in half, and then summon Dinah. This is pretty good damage here. We have Icarus Attack Rug, so we're pretty insulated. I decided just to let that go because it would be awkward if I wanted to activate Icarus Attack, and we could just kill the ocean. He goes for Absolute Zero. I think I have game here. Yeah. Because I have the Absolute Zero goes down to 1250 and Goyo just beats over it. That's game. So we advance to 4-1 now. I think. Let's see here. Oh, that was another match. 5-1. I think I'm 5-1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4-1. No, 5-1. Yeah. I'm not sure. I can't count. So we're playing against the Swiss Blackwing deck. Playing against Sam. I'm just gonna go with Sam. Playing against this deck here. It's like really aggro Blackwing deck. If you haven't seen it, it's been popular for the past couple months. People think it's the norm for Blackwings. It's pretty much a hybrid between Blackwing, regular Blackwings, and Vayu Turbo, where it maxes out like Vayus and plays Dark Grepher, plays spot removal spells, or just like before you normal summon, pretty much. So it plays Nolman. Anyways, so what happened here? I set Dust Tornado going first, I guess. And yeah, we go Sirocco Pump. We swing over. We set Book of Moon. He goes removal, which is annoying. And he has his own Sirocco. Goes Brain Control Sirocco. I guess you have to do that. Does it clear my field? We go Whirl Bora. He has MST, so we're gonna book him in the Sirocco and swing over it. He rips Sirocco, which is brutal. I set, and then just setting all my monsters. And then it's just gonna be game. So I go first here. And we open Snowman, Icarus attacks, Solemn, Icarus, Bottomless, Bora. So Snowman, I feel like would be pretty good in this match, so that's why I brought it in. Nolman's blind. He goes Shura for Bora. And then Snowman's just gonna pop. We summon Bora here. And swing. And the reason I said double Icarus attack in case one gets like spot removed, because he plays a lot like those Snowmen of exterminations. So we go Icarus attack when on his summon. He sets Mirror Force. He has Brain, Blizzard Vayu. We summon Blizzard, and we just swing. Nothing I really want to make here. We have two Icarus attacks, so we have a lot of fuel to work with. Swing with Cyber Dragon, and I'm just gonna Icarus attack, get it out of the way, because I don't have an answer for it after that. He makes an Arm Wing and sets Brain Control. I'm just kind of bluffing a Kalute here, so I just changed board to attack. I didn't want to set a Mirror Force. I didn't really think he had Icarus attack, but just in case, I guess. Now he goes Blizzard, and I think an Icarus attack here is to prevent a synchro play from happening. Like a Stardust would be kind of rough. We go after the Blizzard and the Brain Control. The reason for Blizzard and Brain Control, I was thinking between maybe I should have gone for like Blizzard and Armed Wing, because I put him on 3 darks, so that's kind of rough. Okay, this is why I wanted to go for the back row. So I go for Blizzard in the back row because I can go Sirocco Pump, kill his board. So that's fine. And then I drew the Black Whirlwind, which is just crazy. So this is going to be game. We summon Sirocco, get Bora, pump, massive, beat over the Shura. That's game. Not even sure how much attack that. I think I had like over 6 or 7,000 attack. So he goes first. He summons Bora, Bottomless, Nolman, Blizzard, Sirocco, Kalute. We set the Snowman. This didn't want to play into like an Icarus attack. They drew Icarus attack. Now it's like, I don't know if I really should have flipped the snowman. I felt like if I just let this deck stall out, like if I try to just play the waiting game against this deck, I'm just gonna get blown out potentially. So he balances the Bora. I don't think you do that if I'm them. Like I don't. Why do you burn bottomless on Bora? Like you have Sirocco in hand. Like you can. This the Bora isn't really threatening you. So they go Nolman. Maybe I should have set the MST because they have like double that. Oh yeah, I think I just want to save the MST for like his real back row. So we MST here, get rid of the Icarus attack. We're gonna take the Goyo. Because if I set the MST, it's just gonna get hit with this, which I didn't really want that to happen. So we go brain control Goyo, take our snowman back, and then we tribute for Sirocco. And we tribute summon an attack. We have trap dodges so we can get rid of his Sirocco. He goes Nolman, summon Kalu. He's just pretty much gonna activate Icarus attack, so kind of a guarantee. He draws Bora. I don't know if I feel like you maybe just send it for Bora. Like I'm pretty low on life. I think you get there in 3 Bora swings or close to it. You draw Shura, which that doesn't make sense. Like you hold Bora and then you summon Shura instead. Anyways, Shura dies to Snowman. I draw Solemn. He draws Dark Grepher. I draw Dust Tornado. I said it. Now he summons Bora. And then I go for Whirlwind Bora. Get Gale. We have the Bora. We synchro for Goyo. We're just gonna take it. Now it's a little dicey. I was thinking if I want to take the Bora in case he draws a if he has Sirocco, because then Sirocco is just gonna be massive. But I have Solemn Judgment. He goes Gale. I guess he was waiting for like a Vayu draw or something just to get Grepher going. Now this was like what I was thinking about. I was like, do I want to summon Kalu, get Blizzard, but it doesn't really do anything. And I had to read that, he has 2 cards in hand. He has Gale out there. I was potentially thinking about going Goyo swing over, but that's just like too risky. If he has Kalu, I lose Goyo for no reason. So we're gonna go Bora swing over. Now this makes it so it's like he has to use his Kalu, and then I can use mine. And then so he goes pretty much neg there. He summons Grepher. I assume that he drew like a Vayu or a Sirocco, which I don't really have a good option to deal with an Arnwing at this point, so I just solemned it, and then that was game. And I had Dust Tornado if he had a set. So yeah, that's gonna be that game there. Alrighty, so we got our 8th round match here. This is against Return Winner. And Return Winner is on Vayu Turbo and is going first. So they got Uller, Sirocco, Vayu, MST, Reiko, Armageddon Knight. Well, I have Dust Tornado, Solemn Judgment, Dad, Sirocco, and Kalut. So before the Uller, yeah, so I think my hand looks pretty solid to face against his. So we drew MST, so we can. Yeah, okay, that's fine. I set Dust Tornado only, just in case, like, he goes Reiko flip, and I can at least chain Dust Tornado. Now he fetches Reiko here, he sets that. I go for MST on his back row, just clear the Reiko. And then I set Dust Shoot, Yeah. About this, so I didn't activate Dust Shoot. You might be thinking like, yo, you're kind of crazy for that. I was thinking he had maybe like another Reiko set. I mean, I should have activated it. But I was just gonna try to bait like a Reiko, but he set Vayu, so yeah, terrible play by me. And I guess I kind of get punished here. But he goes Gruffer, ditch Sirocco, and then send Vayu. Like, okay, that sucks. But he just passes, so now I draw a Blizzard and go for Android. Android's pretty good here because it's bigger than Armed Wing, so that's pretty cool. He goes for a, and then like me doing this just sets me up for like a big Sirocco pump. Like holding Sirocco against like Vayu Turbo or the Mirror is just like insane. Cause they make their Armed Wings. He summon Gale. I'm like, yeah, this is all fine. Like you can do your thing. I have Solemn Judgment set if he draws anything. He sets another Reiko. We put Sirocco out there, and then that's going to put me on 3 darks whenever it dies, so I'm just going to crash over the Gale. I'm going to set another back row. Reiko pops Sirocco, which, you know, again, that's fine. It plays into Dad. And I have the Mirror Force here, just because it's too much damage. We go Dad pop for game. So, on to game 2. So despite messing with the Dushu, we were able to pull it out with Dark Arm Dragon. But yeah, something to keep note of. Maybe if you had like 5 cards in hand instead of 4, then that would be like more of like a risk-worthy play to do. But yeah, I don't. Even if you had 5 cards, it wouldn't matter because you would have gone Dark Gruffer, Ditch, Sirocco with priority, and then I still wouldn't be able to use Dushu. Anyways, onto this game. He sided in Thunder King. He has Dust Tornado, Prison, Allure, Caius, Gardna. Pretty strange he doesn't Allure Darkness here. Not gonna lie. Like, wait, what are you waiting to draw? Yeah, I feel like I'll just get rid of the Necro Gardna. Like, you just want to see your cards, you know. So I had Blizzard, Brain Control, Whirlwind, Icarus, Book, and Shura. I set the Shura here just because I didn't want it to get bottomless. And then I want to have Icarus attack live, but you know, he snipes the Icarus, he draws Solemn, he hits attacks. I'm like, yeah, that's fine. Here we go Blizzard here. No point in Whirlwind because, you know, Thunder King's just going to stop it. I go Blizzard attacking into the set. I was thinking maybe it was like a Reiko or a Reiko or Vayu, but it's Gardna. And again, he still has Allure Darkness, so I guess maybe you just really wanted to set up this Gardna tribute for Caius play. I go Brain Control on the Thunder King, but he says no with Solemn Judgment. I think you can still. I don't think you Solemn Judgment here. Okay, so I mean, even if you Solemn's like, I already used my battle phase. Like, I can't attack his Necrogardna. He has Kai's in hand, so you can just banish whatever I summon, like whatever synchro I make. Say I make Goyo, or yeah, Goyo. You can still Kai's it out of the way. So I don't think he needed to activate Solemn Judgment here. Bit wasteful if you ask me. Draw Cyber Dragon, and then like, he just tributes for Gaia or for Caius anyways, and he still doesn't activate Alert Darkness. So I don't know. If you're not gonna activate Alert Darkness, like, in your starting hand, like when are you gonna activate it? So yeah, I know that's a book, the Thunder King. So we go Whirlwind. And I think I summon Gale here. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Gale. It's more likely that he has Deep Prison set than Mirror Force, so I'm just, you know, sending it, clear both monsters. We have the Kai's, and we just want to clear the Thunder King since we booked it. Okay, now he activates Alert Darkness. So you rather get rid of a Sangan than a Necrogardna, which is Again, interesting. I wonder if what were the two cards? So, if had he used Allure, he would have drawn into Solemn and something else like a turn before. Okay, so anyways, he goes Allure, he has Bottomless, Deep Prison, pretty good draws, and he has Cyber Dragon. It's gonna crack over, it's fine. We draw Bora. Pretty sure I just steal some Blizzard here. Get Vayu. And then we can make a Catastor. He's got Bottomless, which is, fine. I wonder which one you would rather have Bottomless. I think I was debating this during this turn, or the past turn, my past turn. Like if I should summon Bora into Bottomless, or I should summon Catastor into Bottomless. Because I remember it would have been better to sweep his Cyber Dragon into Chimera Tech rather than just leaving Bora out there than exposed to a top deck Sirocco and whatnot. But I draw Cyber Dragon, so I think, yeah, I don't know. It worked out better this way because I happened to draw Cyber Dragon. So we summon Boro, we get Kalut. He's got Bottomless because he would have died. Now he draws Sirocco. So yeah, it actually worked out pretty well that I did that way, I think. How I did with the Catastor and then Bora thing. So we go Kalut here. Unfortunately, it's not game if I just summon Vayu crack over. So we just have to get another Blizzard, and we can crash over it. Now I'm going to take a lot of life points here, because he goes Sirocco. And he sets. Okay, so I was debating here for a while if I should summon Shura or Blizzard. Summoning Shura, I would have lost. So summoning Shura here, I lose to Bottomless or Dust Tornado. If I summon Blizzard here, because I can still get, what can I do? I think, yeah, if I just go summon Blizzard here, then I only lose Bottomless, I think. So decided just to go for that. I spin the Sirocco. Maybe I should have. No, I feel like you have to priority spin Sirocco. Because if you don't, say it is Bottomless, I'm playing around, then, he just summons Sirocco or he just has Sirocco attack for game. And then, this was a questionable one. Maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I should just hold on to the Shura, I'm thinking. Because I don't know. I was thinking maybe I can go for game here, but I forgot he had Necro Garden, so I think he forgot earlier in the turn, when Thunder King was set. I think he forgot Necro Garden as well. I think he mentioned that. So I have a decision to make. I was like, we're just gonna go for it. We're gonna bounce the set monster and just attack. And it was a Dust Tornado, so good thing I just didn't summon Shura. Otherwise, I would just lost that game. So yeah, through Swiss we go 7-1, which is pretty good. So we're gonna go to our top 8 match, and it's a rematch against Sam here, who is on the Swiss Blackwing deck. So I go first. I summon Shura. We got Bora, Dust Shoot, Prison, Blizzard, Kalut. Well, yeah, actually, he went first, and he just passed. Because he has double Blizzard, double Sirocco, Greffer, Kalut. Now, I definitely, I guess you don't. I feel like if you're not doing anything, you're kind of behind here. And Like he could have gone Gruffer, ditch Sirocco, get Arnwing in the grave. But I guess he just didn't want to get run over by a Shura. Now, okay. Lesson learned from this tournament: just don't try to get too cute with Trap Dust Shoot, because, or maybe I should have set D Prison alongside it. But Trap Dust Shoot, I was like, he plays all these like removable spells like Nolan Extermination. The main, he has MST, he has Heavy. I was thinking like he was passed, so I'm like he has to have one of those in his hand, and then he just doesn't. So long story short, just actually does shoot like off the rip in most situations against most decks. Anyways, I take 2k there. Can't really use a Clute, so we're just gonna go for Goyo play, and then on the attack I go Trap Dust Shoot, and then rip the Clute. And then I get to see his hand. So yeah, weird sequence with Dust Shoot. To make it not awkward, just activate off the rip. Now I was debating if I wanted to take it or not. Maybe I should have taken the Sirocco. Yeah, I feel like maybe I should have taken it. I just didn't want him to get like a massive, like take advantage of me having Sirocco on my board. Now he goes, dumps all his stuff. He makes a. Actually, would have been better if he made Black Rose in this scenario, but he just doesn't. And then he makes Arnwing, and it sets one. So yeah, this is just a weird game. I feel like we both played this out pretty weird. Trying to. Oh yeah, he have the Goyo with Gale, so it's tiny. So I had to go summon Bora, get over Clute. You have Goyo again, so I do a cool play with Book here. I reset it. He's gonna take some damage. We're just gonna go swing, swing, and that's gonna be game. So yeah, questionable. I mean, for him not doing Armor Master or Black Rose. Like Black Rose, you lose the road, but making Armor Master, you like lose to Bottomless in Prison. So I think with these decks, like you kind of have to like do calculations of like what do you think they have, and like you can look at their grade, you can get some like based off what cards in hand, how they're playing. There's a lot of like things to look at. But you just have to like look at the chances. Like, what are the chances this road or deep prison or something like that? So he goes first again. He has heavy, Noman. This is what I was talking about the first game. Why I didn't dust shoot, because now he draws like all three of these. So the MST, the Noman Extermination, and Heavy Storm. And he has Bora, Blizzard, Shura. While my hand, let's just gonna see what I alert first. So off alert, we banish the Blizzard. We got Whirl, Prison, Gale. I think I just kind of decide to go all in. So we summon Whirl, or summon Bora with Whirl. He MSTs. I'm like, okay. We summon Gale. We just attack for a lot. We make Armor Master. Now, I set both back row. Yeah, you're losing a Heavy Storm, but if you only set one, then you're losing to like the Nolan Extermination. But I'll lose the Heavy Storm instead. So makes Brio here and just kind of like wrecks my board. I draw Cyber Dragon, which was, I guess, kind of lucky. I didn't really draw anything there, and then that's just going to be game. So on the game 3 here. Now we open Whirl again. We go Whirl, Shura, get Blizzard. Didn't get Collude. I feel like more having the tuner was gonna be solid here, so that's what I went for. He goes, I think he drew the extermination there for turn. He goes summon Shura, and then like getting the Blizzard here makes him think I have Collude as well. So a little mind game there, I guess. Well, I guess he wouldn't attack anyways because he doesn't have Collude, but yeah. He has Balance and Icarus and Vayu, and that's what I don't like about this deck. You draw Vayu like entirely too much. Like with this deck, like I know you play Graphics in that deck, but like with this one, like drawing Vayu is like almost too much. So we draw Whirl again. I think I played this out. Like I didn't just like slap Boar on the field because I was like, he summons Shura with 2 back row. He has Icarus attack or maybe Bottomless, which he happens to have both here. So I was like, we're just gonna set the Snowman, and because like if I'm not setting Snowman now, like when will I set Snowman, kind of thing. Whereas like if the field gets cleared, like these cards are like all pretty explosive. So that's why I went for it. So I guess you just want to get the Shura engrave to get the Blizzard value. And you know, he's clearing the set monster and the Whirlwind, but like I think he ends up missing that. I think he ends up missing that Icarus attack later on. So he goes Brio, bounce my Shura, which is fine. We go Whirlwind Shura. He's got Bottomless, which just kind of stinks. But you know, now he's out of back row, and we can kind of just go in because you know he only has Vayu Bora. He's gonna spin the back row, which you know that's fine. It's not doing anything. And he's gonna attack for a lot of damage here. I'm almost dead actually. I think it's almost game. Yeah, 400 off. Makes Armor Master here. I could only get the Bora or get the Vayu because I didn't have any Blackwings engrave. We make Brio. We discard Vayu and Road to spend his 2 synchros. And we just attack. We set Book of Moon. So I just wanted to kind of get aggro here. So I guess MST on his set isn't the worst. But he does happen to have MST. Like if it was like a Mirror Force or Torrential, then it would kind of stink, I guess. But I don't know if this build plays Torrential, now that I think about it. So he takes a lot of damage anyways, because MST. He takes 4,000. Then he goes for a play here. I'm just going to Book a Moon the Blizzard on res, and that's going to be game, because Boar can pierce. So anyways, we are going to go to top 4 now. Top 4. And we are playing against Vayu Turbo now. I'm playing against a lot of Vayu Turbo in the like Swiss Blackwing deck in this tournament. So I go first. I have Collude, Sirocco, Book, Solemn, Deep Prison, Icarus. So just kind of playing it like I have like a Starlight Road, which I guess he fell for because he has Torrential, Sirocco, Trapdoshu, Hamster, Prison, Heavy. Now, I feel like you just rip the Heavy here. Like it's either Solemn or Road I have set. Like you might as well just get out of the way. Like if it's Solemn, you get rid of the Solemn. If it's Road, then you have Hamster with the Reiko Pop or Deep Prison to get rid of the Stardust. So, and you can just set one of those so you're not getting punished by Icarus attack. And like Trapdoshu isn't gonna do anything, and Torrential isn't really doing much either. So that's what I would do. But he doesn't really do that. So I'm thinking it's probably a Hamster or Reiko set, because I know he's playing Vayu Turbo, so it's Hamster, which, you know, might as well get out of the way. He draws Burial. He pops my D Prison. He summons Sirocco. I guess, yeah, you might as well start doing things. Because he popped D Prison. And I guess another thing is he wanted to see if he can get lucky with the Redco pop. To see if he can hit Solemn or Road. And then he can go for a Heavy Storm for like a blowout play. But that's like a 1 in 4 chance. We go Book of Moon. And he says Stuff Shoot. We summon Shura. And get Vayu. And he draws Plague, so. Now we go. I was debating if I wanted to like make a Synchro or take the Hamster, but decided just to make a Stardust here. To swing for a lot of damage. Now this is where I kind of mess up and throw the game. So he set Mirror Force. So he had Mirror Force and D Prison. So I go Shura attack. And now like he's in range for a game with Stardust Dragon. I go attack and he goes D Prison. And I was thinking about this for like a little bit. But okay, so here's my sets. I have Icarus attack, Book, and Solemn. I was thinking about like if I wanted to Book. But I really should have activated Solemn Judgment. Like activate it here now. If he doesn't have Solemn, it's game. I guess I was just playing to not lose. Like it made zero sense why I didn't Solemn here, but I just let it happen. He draws Sirocco. I book him in his Sirocco. I'm like, okay, so sure I can swing over. Now I Icarus attack here, but maybe I should have just hit the back rows instead. And I was reading that he had Trap Dushu set early on because, like, you know, he had like so many dead cards, and this Vayu deck only plays so many traps. So I was thinking he had Trap Dushu set, but yeah, I kind of got stuck with 3 in hand, so I knew it was gonna be live, and then I guess I could have summoned Kalut. But yeah, it started just kind of going downhill from here. He spins back to the Kalut because he can make Arnwing now. Then he makes a Synchro. And this is where it just kind of gets a little out of hand, where I'm like, I'm kind of forced to Solemn here, I guess. Because it's going to be a big like momentum shift. Like, he can just punch over for 7. I had no guarantee out to it. He's going to gain 2,000 life points, so I was like, just get out of the way. And then he had Burial. And then he makes Colossal. Now, I was reading that he had the Torrential set because like he pretty much burned everything else. So I just kind of... This was the winning play. After I screwed up everything, but... Because like just doing like one or the other isn't game over Colossal Fighter. I don't think. Yeah, 37 isn't enough over Colossal, and then 43 isn't enough over Colossal, so... And then, so I guess spinning back that Kalut really did impact a lot, because then that scenario would have been game, so... If I happen to have an opportunity to have Kalut. Then he gets Sirocco. He drew Sirocco, and I was like... I think that was his 3rd one. Yeah, so that was kind of annoying. And I didn't really draw anything, and he just Kai's himself for game. So yeah, I definitely threw by not activating Solemn Judgment. I'm not really sure what I was thinking, but you know, it was like right there, and I pretty much botched it. You know, I drew a somewhat similar hand. We have Prison, Oppression, Road, Icarus, and MST. These Vayu decks have been siding Road in previously, so I was thinking maybe he was doing a similar strategy. So Oppression would be good there, because I guess Icarus attack and bait him into it. We go Bora swing over. He's just gonna pop the Bora. He's gonna take 16. But you know, I drew another Blackwing, so Icarus attack's still live. We just set the Colute because we didn't want to just put it out there and then he can crash like Armageddon Knight or summon Sirocco and just try getting it over. Now we go Starlight Road on our Heavy Storm just to like get some beaters out there. I have Icarus and Prison for insulation, oppression, so we have like a lot of protection here. And he draws Heavy Storm, so you can just bait out the Stardust. He got a little, I guess, lucky with that. He goes Sirocco now. We're just going to Icarus attack, get those out of the way, because I didn't want him to set up his own Icarus or something like that. Well, he's probably not playing Icarus, but I couldn't clear the Sirocco, so I was like, well, maybe I'll be better off just like top decking than just letting it sit there. Not sure if it was the best play, but I spin back the Sirocco, which is pretty nice. Benny's just going to go for an Armed Wing play here. He makes Armed Wing. Yeah. So I take 17. He swings. I prison this. And we draw Blizzard. And I make Goyo take his Greffer. He draws Gores, which doesn't really do anything at this point. And then that's just going to be game because he has set Vayu. And he was saying like he should have made Goyo himself, but I think I had Colute and Grave, so I could have just made a Catastor. Like I would have just killed whatever he summoned. And I had Oppression set on top of that, so I think he pretty much lost that situation either way. So his hand's pretty crazy. Let's see what he banishes here. He banished Greffer, and so he's gonna have Greffer, Brain, Bottomless, Vayu, Judgment, Prison. So yeah, pretty cracked hand. He goes for the Armed Wing turn 1, and he sets 3. I have a pretty good hand too. I guess Oppression doesn't really fit in too well with this hand, but again, I probably wouldn't side Oppression in if I had Bottomless in the main deck, or like in the deck in general. Even in the side deck could probably be over Oppression. I was just kind of low on slots for this matchup in particular. So I have Shura Bori here. I think he prisons the Shura. I go Icarus attack on his 2 monsters. And I'm like, I can get back into this game if I get Dad online. So yeah, I was just throwing a bunch of monsters out there to try to get Dark Arm live. I just didn't want to die to like a D Prism, which, you know, this will clear both his monsters, but yeah, it's Solemn Judgment. Now, had he had like Starlit Road, Oppression would have been like a blowout here. Because then he would have lost both his monsters, and then I would have Bora on field, Colute, Dad, would have been sitting pretty. So we go Bora over the Greffer with Colute. Now, it's kind of unfortunate here what happened. So he goes Brain Control, takes my Bora, and just attacks for game. Have Oppression, Dad. Thinking. So it's a little awkward. Had I gone, like I wanted to clear the Greffer because I'm like, well, if he has another Vayu in hand or something, well, I guess he would have dumped Vayu already, but I guess in hindsight, maybe I should have gone Bora over Armed Wing, but maybe he would have compulsed at that point. I'm not really sure. But yeah, he had compulse, so like, even if I get to summon Dark Arm, he can just spin it back and then it's dead again. So he swings there. I'm not sure what if I go for, yeah, okay. My next card was Sirocco. So yeah, he drew like pretty insane, but there was still a world where I would like win that game, I think. But a little unfortunate. we lose in top four, but honestly, I entered this tournament just like winging it. Like I just entered like last minute. I was like, Blackwings, let's try something else, and it did pretty well. Uh, I like this build like a lot more than the Swiss or the Swiss one or whatever. It's like really popular now with the Nolan exterminations and stuff. Like that just feels a lot more resilient. You're able to just grind it out. I kind of threw game one as top four here, and I think I definitely probably threw a couple other games throughout the tournament. But as a format, it's pretty hard to play perfect, or I guess any format really. Especially these formats that just go on, like the games go on for so long. A lot of back and forth, a lot of interactions, a lot of things to consider. Uh, yeah, but the tournament was overall pretty fun. I'm looking forward to getting better with this deck and refining the build more. Uh, but yeah, thanks for watching this if you did. It's a pretty long video, but I appreciate it, and I'll catch you guys later.